Some Otaku fan, we are back. More reactions here for the channel with some more Gigguk. We have Chainsaw Man's author can't stop winning. I actually don't know what this is in reference to, or if it's just about the success of the Chainsaw Man movie. I have no idea. I don't know. We're gonna find out. It's Gigguk coverage, who knows? Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, a little bit helps. Check out our whole playlist of Gigguk reactions, and check out the Patreon link down below for full cut reactions, TV shows, animes, and movies.
Manga is one of the most competitive industries you can get into in the art world. Artists, authors spend years, decades, honing their craft for that dream of becoming an established mangaka, and if by some miracle you are able to get picked up and published by a magazine, you have to work your ass off to maintain just even enough popularity for your work to get greenlit for an anime production, and if it does, you have to pray to God it's being handled by a company and studio that has enough talent and resources to even give you a semi-decent adaptation in this highly competitive world of anime.
So mad.
Tatsuki Fujimoto could make a doodle of his 12-year-old DeviantArt page on toilet paper, and at this point I think Studio Ufotable will try to adapt it. This man is on a generational run of god-tier adaptations on anything he touches. Chainsaw Man had the actual anime studio investing in it because of how much they believed in it in an unprecedented move. Look back, my favorite anime of last year was an artistic masterpiece that brilliantly brought his one-shot manga to life, and of course we have just seen the release of Chainsaw Man Reze Arc the movie, which not only topped box offices worldwide but is a raw visual audio spectacle on every single level that has taken the source material and elevated it to its absolute limit. It is cinema. But this isn't a video about the Chainsaw Man movie, because if all that wasn't enough, a new anime recently released behind the Reze Arc hype in Tatsuki Fujimoto's 17 to 26. 8 stories, 8 teams, all adapting a bunch of short stories he made between the ages of 17 and 26 before Chainsaw Man. Yes, we have gotten to the point where we are looking for anything to adapt. I wouldn't be surprised if someone picked up Fujimoto's math homework and tried to animate that and wait, hold on. Tadai... Okay, actually, I'm very interested in geometry now. He has now achieved a cult-like status where spend enough time in the anime community and you'll eventually run into these people that would run through the entire world's reserve of honey just to glaze him. Hello, that's me. I am people. Because unlike the polished cinematic experience of Chainsaw Man, this was almost as interesting to me in a different way. Because more than anything, you get to see his evolution as a storyteller. You get to see an insight into just what is going on in this man's mind, and it is an experience. It is one of the rawest, unfiltered Fujimoto experiences you can find, and I just need someone to talk to it about, alright? Because Amazon Prime just stealth dropped this, and goddamn nobody is talking about it, and people need something else to watch outside of PNG Slide Man. Someone needs to get on this Fujimoto train with me, because I just want to check if he's okay, and I don't think he is. But first, guys, I have a confession to make.
Yeah, what's that,
mate?
I like RPGs.
No way!
I also like Arknights.
Well, did you know there's an Arknight spin-off that's a 3D real-time strategy RPG and it's the sponsor of today's video?
Wait, you're telling me it's over to the gameplay itself?
Shouts out to the sponsor.
Because it's such a great way to see a wide collection of cool ideas without having to fully invest your time for a deeper exploration. Sometimes it's a collection of stories of the same theme or IP, but it's rare that an entire collection in anime comes from a single creative mind, even if that's pretty much the only thing these stories have in common. It's a series that jumps across settings, tones, entire genres, yet it feels like they all have this underlying fingerprint that ties it all together. Oh, goo goo gaga baby to you too. Who wants to destroy the world? Oh yes you do. With every single team working on this, bringing their A game, no matter how weird or wonderful
it all looks so chaotic.
Some of these stories are.
Yeah, like that.
People can speculate if a certain anime IP is a studio's golden child, but goddamn if Fujimoto isn't the entire anime industry's golden child. Few names can bring together a team of so many talented creators brimming with a fiery passion to adapt your work to the absolute best of their abilities. I mean, look at this stuff. This is a story Fujimoto made when he was 17. 17! Bro, where's my Studio Ghibli adaptation of my work when I was 17, which is, what was I doing when I was 17 again? We don't need an adaptation of this. PA Works, Zex? Studio Kafka, 100 Studio. These might not be the AAA studios that get the usual anime fans hyped up, but you can tell everyone was raring to bring their own unique style and flavor that maybe they haven't had a chance to experiment with until now. You got people that worked on Bakemonogatari, Magus Bride Season 2, Kaguya-sama. Damn, they even got the Barn composer on here? Any made in this? One of my favorites visually is the one in Woke Up as a Girl Syndrome. This might not be the most action-packed or animation-heavy, but I just immediately fell in love with the art style and direction of this. Warm colors ooze out of every frame, perfectly capturing a retro Y2K aesthetic that just makes me want to turn on a CRT and load up Tony Hawk's on the PS1 and bake a big cake. God damn, were cakes delicious back then. So what can we tell about an author by the stories he chooses to tell? Well, there's one set in a world where humans have been wiped out by cannibalistic aliens and the last remnants have to survive by dressing up as chickens. In another, this world-class assassin falls in love with this immortal vampire she's hired to kill and confesses her love while getting her ears blown off. Then there's this guy who's hell-bent on confessing to his crush until an alien warps down, threatening to destroy the entire world that interrupts his confession, and so Fujimoto is weird. We all do things that don't make sense now and then. Sometimes I say, I don't know, man, but I do.
I beg your finest pardon. We just not going to talk about it.
I like the mermaid's dress and the little sailor outfits.
Things that don't make sense now and then. Sometimes I say, I don't know, man, but I do. I do actually know. This man is on a whole nother level though. If there's one underlying pattern in everything he makes, it's that you can never know what to expect. He'll take you on a journey and you'll either say, fuck it, we ball, or Fujimoto, why is this girl puking in this boy's mouth? Nope. No explanation? Okay, I didn't want to eat anything today anyway. And no sure encapsulated this feeling better than Sasaki Stopped a Bullet. I wanted to make this video without spelling out every short story for you guys and having you guys experience it for yourself, but I've got to break that rule this one time because I just need to tell someone about this. And I'm not going to be okay until I do. Sasaki is your typical high school boy who treats his teacher like the average Chainsaw Man fan treats Makima. He idolizes her, worships her, someone who sniffs the air she farts on. She is a literal god to him. And then a man with a gun shows up.
Oh.
Yes, this is still Japan. Here's some bozo who got rejected by the teacher in university, and ever since then his life has been on a downhill trajectory, leaving him with nothing except the grudge and a Second Amendment that he is going to enact unless the teacher agrees to have sex. Sex. Upon seeing the situation unfold, Sasaki crashes the fuck out and in an act of heroism stands up to the shooter, putting his life on the line because he doesn't want to see his teacher having sex.
Fucking VTuber fans, man.
And in the chaos, the shooter pulls the trigger. Cue anime flashback. It's an intimate conversation between Sasaki and his teacher where she explains that there is no such thing as a 0% chance. Every event, every eventuality, from her being a god to Sasaki realizing his dream to become an astronaut might be minuscule, but it is not 0%. It's official. Fujimoto is a gacha gamer. Upon finishing this Demon Slayer-ass flashback, Sasaki proceeds to catch the fucking bullet to the confusion of every single person watching it.
So, it's about him being told that nothing is impossible, essentially. And he took that as, fuck it, I'm going to try to catch the bullet. There's a 0.001% chance that works.
Just like my
and he
dad's
happens to make
degree.
it. I'm sorry, Mark. She aired your business out online. It's there forever.
Not the even.
He then begins the generational gaslight of his life, telling the shooter that he is actually a time traveler who knew the exact trajectory of the bullet and to turn his life around by spending his time studying in prison so he can get into Tokyo University. And most importantly, to save his virginity for someone he loves. As long as that person isn't his teacher. Sex. Fast forward to the future where Sasaki becomes the first actual Japanese astronaut to walk on the moon, talking to his teacher once again, reminiscing about the time he caught a bullet, where he's like, damn, there's no way that should have been possible. I guess you really must have been a god, huh, sensei? Teehee, I'll never tell. Just On one hand, I get it. We should never give up on pursuing our dreams, no matter how unlikely they are to happen, because without the belief in yourself and the people around you, you can never make the impossible happen. On the other hand...
What the fuck have you been smoking, bruv?
I just want to know where your mind has to go to get from this kind of messaging to the absolute state of the plot progression you chose to convey it. This is just like when you have a basic idea of a story you want to tell, then you just let all of your intrusive thoughts do the writing. Holy shit, I think that's what he actually does. You know, when I finished this episode, I thought it was going to be one of my least favorites, and I was going to joke about it for bands, but as I'm literally writing this script, it kind of just struck me how much it stuck in my head and the message it was trying to convey, despite how ludicrous it was. But that's just part of the experience. You never know what to expect, but it's never chaos without a reason. This man is a genius at blending the utterly absurd with the utterly heartfelt, and somehow hitting every single emotional beat it stumbles its way through. You'll start off an episode, and it'll be like... Look at these people just like chickens. This is stupid. This is so goddamn stupid. You can't. You really can't. What I love about a collection like this is that you really see a reflection of the author's mind, and I think he really wants to write a romance. Love is Blind felt like an unreleased Nichijou skit with a Fujimoto filter. Shikaku seems to be about two people as clinically insane as each other finding their place together. And then there's Mermaid Rhapsody, which I heard he made because at the time his editors joked that he was incapable of writing a normal story. So he decides to write some romance story about a boy who falls in love with some man-eating mermaid by playing the piano at the bottom of the ocean somehow. Yeah, this was actually pretty normal though.
I've seen worse.
But that's the thing. It's clear Fujimoto understands what normal is, but completely breaks it to make us question values we may never have thought about before. Sasaki knows there is no logical way he should have been able to stop the bullet. Kenji knows Naita is a possible threat to all of humanity and just a goddamn menace who will not stop ruining white shirts.
Damn.
Oh, God.
Why'd you throw it at me? That's crazy.
But never allows that to affect the way he treats his baby sister. And I don't think it's a coincidence that almost all of these stories focus on a relationship between two people and their willingness to understand the other side, no matter how strange or weird they are. I think this is most evident in the last short, Sisters. This one is the most grounded in reality. A girl walks to school and is greeted by an unwelcome surprise plastered front and center. A full-size painting of her doing the full Monty like Leonardo DiCaprio drew her like one of his French girls. I'm talking nips out for the lads, exploring the bush and the down under for the whole school to see. I can't show it, but here's my artist rendition of it.
Damn!
Counts as nudity. I'm gonna lose it. Who was responsible for it? Her younger sister, of course. So to get revenge, she does the reasonable thing by forcing her sister to strip down naked so she can draw her as well. I said grounded, I didn't say normal. But it's through this weird sequence of events that allows them to understand each other better. She comes to terms with her own inadequacy to her younger sister she now feels she's in the shadow of, and I feel like this is the moment where Fujimoto cemented his approach to the iconic they just like me for real characters. No matter how strange or unhinged, they're self-aware enough to realize their own relatable flaws, and the relationship with the people around them allows them to find their answer in the most Fujimoto way possible. This is one of my favorites of the entire collection, and I think people's biggest problem with this might be that it felt like Look Back Light, but then Look Back Light in my book is still pretty damn good. With most anthologies, there's normally a unified list of the best ones to watch and which ones are the worst. Like, I thought, okay, so everyone agrees that Sisters is the best, Naruto close behind, and a couple of chickens is pretty strong as well. Then I go online and everyone seemingly has a different list. And say what you want, but to me, that's a sign of a creator willing to push boundaries not only with the stories they tell, but the ideas he explores. Someone who is not satisfied with the comfortable. Every single short is so wildly different that will speak to different people. You don't have to like everything here, but it is a collection where two people can get a totally unique experience out of it. And there's just something raw about that kind of storytelling. It is unhinged, it can get out of pocket, it is anything but conventional. It might not always be your cup of tea, but I guarantee it is a cup of tea you will remember.
Alright, come here, you little shit.
Oh, no, we do not need a Fire Punch anime. No. No, Garnt. No. No.
Yeah.
Shh.
Yeah.
No, Fire Punch is fucked up. That we don't need that to be animated
Come
by
on,
nobody.
it'll be fine.
No.
I see it right back
Yeah.
there.
No.
Let's do it.
I would hate to be the therapist that this author goes to. His therapist needs a therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. At least
I
he
don't-
gets his intrusive thoughts out in art.
We can only hope that he's not holding on to more. Imagine what won't get greenlit.
What others he did. When he
Yeah,
was,
that's he's handed across to
what
the
was it,
directors, and they
17
were
through
like,
26, so
and they looked at it and they were like, if we weren't working on 10 projects with you right now, I would put you away somewhere for writing this. You can only imagine.
yeah. I am intrigued about the Little Mermaids.
Of course you are.
They looked cute.
And the chickens.
I did like the little chickens and the little sister that's a menace to society throwing.
The dead animals that her brother.
Yeah. Because why wouldn't you? Siblingry.
You are your father's son. Thank you guys for the continued support. If you've seen any of the short story animated that he was talking about in this video, let us know which ones and which one was your favorite. And we will see you guys for the next video. Bye.